Okay. All right. Nice to meet you. I'm Hance, and I'm the product lead at MyShell. And MyShell is a AI consumer layer with a strong agent framework. We try to empower everybody to build, share, and own with their own AI agents. And we all know that AI agents are such a big hype in the market right now. And we have been building on this trajectory ever since 2023. And we're very excited to see what's actually coming next. So I'm actually here today to share with you my perspective about where AI agents and crypto are going forward, and also including our future plans. Okay, actually works. Okay, so there are actually different problems behind this hype. I think ever since Virtue or Eliza OS came out, the entire industry got so super hyped on AI agents and the entire concept behind agent society, and also the different agent frameworks pops out, tons of tokens being launched regarding this. But well, as a person who has been doing this for years, I think there are some real problems behind the hype. And the first one is the so-claimed autonomy. In order to fulfill this narrative of AI agents, many of the agent framework claims that they want to build a framework where they can help developers to build truly autonomous agents. The agents can act based on the builder's view and do all the things autonomously, and the developers, once built it, do not need to act anymore and just wait for the profit to come out. And well, unfortunately, that is not true, and that's, I think, one of the biggest lie or the biggest myth that's coming out in the industry right now. And I will debunk this later on too. The second one is the lack of utility. I think so many AI agent framework that are so called and popping out so quickly, from my perspective, they're truly just a large language model function calling plus a token launchpad, and that would be it. And the utility of such agent framework are actually very, very limited. If you count launching token and getting people to buy the token part of a utility, you sure can, but I don't see any actual utility behind that. So I think that's also the part of the problems we see here. And let's talk about autonomy first. From my perspective, there are actually three types of autonomy agents going on in the industry right now. The true autonomy, or you can call the high autonomy, from my perspective, is the flagship products actually made by OpenAI and their deep research. I don't know how many of you guys have used it. It's really amazing, I think. It has done a true sense of autonomy where you just have to ask one question, ask one prompt, and then the model gonna autonomously search everything, fact check themselves, and use their strong reasoning capabilities to basically run through different scenarios and give you a full-size report, which I think is quite amazing. But how OpenAI did it, they actually launched a podcast with their deep research team talking about their techniques behind it. It's actually a supervised, reinforcement and tuning being done on top of the O3 base models, which is actually first, it's super expensive. Second, it is almost impossible for other people to duplicate, not just because O3 is unbelievably large, but also because O3 is a closed source model and nobody has access to it. Grok did something similar with a deep search on Grok 3. They have quite similar results, but from my perspective, OpenAI still did a better job on it. And I want to point out the fact that even though it's a really strong autonomous agents on the vertical area of search, it still have very low tool use. The entire deep research product only uses Python, some of the Python libraries, and also a web searching tool use, but achieved fantastic results on the PMF OS. And I also want to point out that actually many companies are claiming to replicate what OpenAI deep research has been doing by perhaps using open source models like DeepSeek R1 and add some web crawler widget, web searching functionality to it. The results, from my perspective, are far behind from what OpenAI is actually doing. So with the conclusion, high autonomy it's super impossible to achieve by regular developers. It's a high-tech, big tech company only thing for right now, and it's also super expensive to build. And the second part where I want to talk about is rather a low autonomy on AI agents. This is what we are actually doing at MyShell. We have an agent framework that's called Shell Agent. So we require developers to add many states or many nodes in control of the workflow to actually help the model to predict what's coming next, and to help the model to take actions next, and to not let the models to take so many autonomous actions at the same time, because we tried it, and so does many of our competitors. If you're not OpenAI, you cannot do supervised fine-tuning, very strong reasoning models. High autonomy is pretty much not attainable at this point. So the reason why we're trying to do this is because we have a Turing-complete state machine behind this framework. We're not just a LLM plus some common two use cases, which you probably can see on the beginning of GPT store, which are highly not usable, not stable, and it's not distributable on the sense. And also, we have a Shell Agent protocol where we try to unify all the two uses. So if you can see here, the high autonomy part generally have low to use. So to compensate the low autonomy on Shell Agent, we have a protocol where we enable many plug-in developers to come to our system and to build with us different two uses. It could be like check token prices, transfer swap, facade, or basically everything you can imagine on a productivity device. And we try to use this low autonomy to help developers to connect tons of different tools together to form a actually useful agent that is low autonomy even though, but has tons of tools to can use. And there's also a funny part where I call it fake autonomy, I see, because there are too many agent frameworks going on. And from my perspective, they're just LM, plus they deploy it on the X API so that they can send automated X post by their own, and they start to call themselves autonomous agents, which I think is very hilarious from my perspective. So I don't think the fake autonomy can be called even AI agents. Okay. So we briefly spoke about our agent framework, Shell Agent, and how is that actually different from other agent frameworks. First, the entire Shell Agent is based on the perspective that we want to help developers to build something people want to use. And we are very real use case driven part. We develop every single feature so that it can help developers to get actual users. If it doesn't help that, we are not going to do it. Second part, it's very general purpose. What that means is that you can build agents for different industry, for different purposes, not just on Web3 or on-chain intelligence. You can build it to educating class. You can build it to fast forward your own workflows. You can build it to analyze the latest trend on entertainment, blah, blah, blah. There's really tons of opportunities lying behind there. Then the imagination is very strong. Another critical part is that we have a robust creator economy back that it's empowered by our Shell token. So here's how our ecosystem works. The developers build the agent on our agent framework and then deploy it directly on MyShell.ai, which is our website. And then we have tons of users, actually millions of users using our websites, and the users are going to browse. They're going to be recommended to different agents. And then once the users use it, we're going to reward back to the developers with our Shell token. Depends on the actual use cases. So the entire logic is pretty similar to any creator economy platforms like TikTok or YouTube. It's pretty similar on that. And I haven't seen any other products that are doing the same thing, that are actually building ecosystem. All the other products, they are basically just shaping a framework, or they're shaping a product that helps developers to launch agent, but they're not actually helping them to get users. They're not helping them to get monetizations. They're not helping them to actually build something people want to use. And another most important thing is it's actually no code needed. Everything that's on there is being used by graphic user interfaces. You don't have to know coding at all on this perspective. I think if you have used other agent frameworks, you will know how much it actually means. We have done tons of this work to actually bring agent building capabilities to people who don't understand coding. And with the recent advancement of the strong coding and reasoning models on LLMs, such as Claude 3.7, we're super excited to actually advance this, continue to lower the barrier of keep building agents in the futures. And the last part is that we are a one-stop toolkit for deploying and distributing. If you actually have built any agents on any platform, you will instantly realize how valuable this is, because once you build something, you have to find your own environment to deploy it, get your own server, and make sure it's sustainable, make sure it's maintainable, make sure the API is low cost, and also you have to find ways to distribute it to let other people to use it, right? You gotta build your own website and try to make sure your front end works, right? And at Shell Agent, we covered basically everything from it. The developers only has to worry about building the agent and make sure the business logic fits. Other than that, they don't have to worry anything about deployment. They don't have to worry anything about distribution. We have covered it all. So what's the philosophy behind Shell Agent, or generally what we want to do here? We fundamentally believe that AI agents are actually going to be something that's helping people. And the core of it is to empower, again, developers to build something people want to use. So we constantly tell our developers that go-to-market is a process of testing whether you are delivering real value to the society, real value to the users, or you're just simply playing with yourself and building some toy-like agent that only you can use it. And if you succeed on go-to-market, if you succeed on getting users to actually use your agent, the entire MyShell ecosystem will give you very strong rewards on this. And we basically covered the two parts. The first is marketization, which once you launch the AI agents on our platform, we almost can ensure that there are some people going to try out in your platform. We have very strong SEO and also advertisements going on in the Web 2 world. And you can test if people are actually going to use your product. And after you test if you want to use your product, then you can start the monetization part, which you can test whether your user find a product they're worth paying for. And if you can build a product that people want to use and also willing to pay for, then we're going to reward you tons of the Shell tokens that can be paid to you. The entire ecosystem, we actually have more than 2,000 the very top developers on our platform. The average return monthly is about $4,000, which is amazing. And I think on its peak, I remember December, that one of our developers made more than 20K equivalent USD on our platform just by building one agent that actually went hyped on the internet. So to build as a conclusion, I think I'm going to use a quotation I really like from the co-founder CEO from Notion, Evan, that he said, often we build tools to empower and change ourselves. And also picking what kind of tools you can use actually changes back to people. I think Shell Agent and the entire MyShell platform is built for real builders, is built for real developers who wants to, again, build something people want to use. And so we entire developers with not just the method, but also the mindset, the methodology they needed to accomplish such missions, to be the next generation creators on this AI agents era. So to actually get involved, we have a Telegram group that's people can scan it and join it. And I will also be there, the entire team will be there to talk about a lot of things we learned at Endeavor and also the future updates. Our platform, you can also follow me on X. I posted a lot of things regarding the product updates and also what we're going to build next. All right, that will be it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great talk. Hance, I also have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know MyShell because you're also our partner, right? You've been building all these agents in Web 2 for a long time, right? Compared to these agents used in Web 2, right? In crypto, what are the new use cases you feel like the agents can be super helpful?
You mean only in the crypto vertical areas?
Compared to Web 2.
Fantastic. I would begin by two parts. The first part is actually the use case, and second part is whether I think this will be attainable in the future. I think the first part, the biggest use case that I see with AI agents is actually related to the crypto trading part, because tons of information has been happening on X and also on the publicly available on-chain data, which is super valuable. You don't actually get that in the Web 2 world. A lot of the data on Web 2 is actually private, or you don't have access to it. But for crypto, everything is on-chain, where everything is public. You can actually easily get those data. And if we can pop out such data, real-time data, tons of data into the large language model context windows, then we probably can have agents that are general purposely smaller than professional traders who are gonna do a lot of trading for us. Well, that's the biggest use case I see. But however, I think I remain pretty pessimistic on whether that's a short-term attainable thing, simply because there are just too many data on this world happening in real time, and it's too hard to pump out all this data directly into the agent and for the agent to comprehend it. I don't think any company has done it, or any company is even closer to get it done, but I do see the possibility of we have a much smaller agent, a trading agent, to work for us on 2026. But again, that also heavily depends on the large language model companies doing the great job on their end.
I see. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time. It's amazing.